enjoy seeing Brock Lesnar F5 somebody, take somebody to suplex,
and you will forever remember why we always win.
You don't know what fair is. Craig never has. He can. Now that is right. You don't know what fair is. You can't call nothing down even. You don't. Look. I don't know how they beat you. Push. I win. Pie eating contest champion in high school. Worthless. I tell you what, that's the way it goes. Don't know what fair is, never could call it even, and never could win nothing. That's Jason Cole, Mr. CEO. Pathetic.
it's straight balls apart. Remember that crap? That's one of the stupidest things. That's what the man came up with.
Oh, what a spear! Good Lord. Maybe I've got to say, hard-hitting match. Hard beatdown history. God dang. It's a freaking train wreck, Webby. This just goes to show you.
So, Raw just got off the air. Just went off the air. And, look. I'm not going to say it was a bad show. Matter of fact, this show was a good start. A good start for Raw on Netflix. Now, the only thing I want to say is, how are they going to follow it up? You know, they mention the card for next week. They have something for the women's Intercontinental title. They have that street fight for Damian Priest and Finn Balor, which is a street fight. So I'm hoping that they take it in the backstage area at least, not just keep it around ringside. Okay, let's see it in the backstage area. So they have some stuff for next week for us. But now it's time to see, okay, before we even get started on this week, now it's time to see how they do next week. Okay, wrestling fans. But as far as this week's show is concerned, they brought it all out. I mean, they brought it all out. Just think. They had Hulk Hogan, they had Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart, they had The Rock, they had John Cena, they had all of them. They had Tribal Combat, they had Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, they had, you name it, they had it on the show. Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre, matches that they would put on a pay-per-view, they put on this show. Probably matches that we'll see on pay-per-view again, they put on this show, to be honest, okay? But, wrestling fans, look, Raw tonight, very good show. There's some things that I would clean up, okay? Like, the amount of commercial breaks that we had to watch. Okay, I will say that. But outside of that, you know, they were doing pretty good. Okay, and we're going to dive into all that. But before we do, you all know what to do, and that is to become a subscriber today. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for all notifications. If you're one of the 670 subscribers on the channel today, right now, thank you very much. And if you're not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go over and become one. Become one. It is much appreciated. Much appreciated. So, go and become a subscriber today. A lot of content out there for you all to watch. All these previews, reviews, that kind of good stuff. And of course, Backyard Beatdown content. Just had one of our holiday editions. Had a holiday edition of Backyard Beatdown. Go and check that out. Plus all the stuff leading up to the actual Backyard Beatdown. You can check that out as well. Now, let's dive into Monday Night Raw. You know, they start off with this package of WWE and everything leading up to tonight. Even going back to Bruno Sammartino and Hulk Hogan and everything leading up to tonight. I like it when they do this kind of stuff. You know, showing these video packages of like the era in wrestling. And to be honest, I've watched a big portion of what they were showing. You know, the late 80s all the way up through what they were showing of WWE. So a lot of it I was familiar with. But wrestling fans, you know, it was a very good video package. And then, of course, Triple H had to come out and to say, "Are you ready?" Which just gets the fans hyped and gets a cheap pop. But it's always nice to see him out there and doing something. But after that, The Rock came out. And you would think that he would show at least a little bit, at least some of his final boss gimmick tonight. And we didn't see too much of that. Except the fact that he is, except the stare down of him and Roman Reigns after Roman Reigns won. Roman Reigns won Tribal Combat. Few things that could have happened that I was surprised and not surprised about. I'll dive in just a moment. But, you know, The Rock came out and held his hand out. They had their stare down. The Rock and Roman Reigns did after Roman won. And the Rock put the Ulafala around Roman's neck. That can mean several different things, you know. One-on-one, The Rock and Roman Reigns, who is the true tribal chief, you know. Because The Rock just had something just given to him. But look, when I was watching the match, at first I thought, well, you know, Paul Heyman might get involved in this match. He very well might. Because he was holding the Ulafala. And in the past, he turned on Brock Lesnar. And I'm not just talking about at the Royal Rumble. You know, we all know how at the Royal Rumble in 2022, he turned on Brock Lesnar. And he said, kind of like for the final time, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman." He did that stick, hyping everybody up. And everybody in St. Louis, I was there, everybody in St. Louis went nuts for that final time. But not only did he do it then, he turned his back on Brock Lesnar a long, long time ago when he was Brock's advocate as well. And he also turned his back on CM Punk. So there has been times where Paul Heyman has turned his back on his advocates or the people he's managed. I thought that might happen. For a simple fact that he was holding Ulafala and kept it really close to him. That's one. Two, The Rock said he was keeping a sharp eye on this matchup. The Rock didn't interfere. Thought he might when all that stuff was going on, and we are seeing kind of a replica of the main event of WrestleMania 40 with the tribal combat. Instead, we got the stare down, and that could go a few different directions. Number one, who is the real tribal combat? Or maybe a triple threat matchup. Rock, Reigns, and Rhodes. Because Rock at Bad Blood did this. If you all remember. So that's kind of where I'm going towards right now, wrestling fans. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about that. All of that in the comments below. Because I know I just spent a whole bunch of time talking about the tribal combat match. But we'll have to see what happens with that. Speaking of titles, speaking of championships and all that stuff, John Cena. John Cena. Well, John Cena is back. His final tour started tonight. And, or his farewell tour, final tour, farewell tour, however you want to say it, started tonight. And the biggest thing I'm going to say about it is, he announced that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. And he announced that there is no way that he is going to become the 17th world champion. Because he has lost every match for a certain amount of days. Or however many years it's been. I think it's like 2,000 something days. And the only thing, that we can really say about this, WWE Wrestling 101 says that means he's going to win. Chances are. I'm glad to see him back. I'm ready to see who he faces and that kind of stuff. Really, I would rather see him face Gunther, but that's just me. I would rather him face Gunther rather than Cody Rhodes. Unless he's taking the strap off Cody Rhodes. I mean, I think if he goes against Cody Rhodes and just loses to him, I mean, I don't see the point in him facing Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes has been on momentum really of beating people. So I don't think that does much of anything for Cody Rhodes. Okay? I don't think it does anything really, because at this point, some people would think differently. Okay, some people would think differently, and I believe that John Cena is one of the GOATs, but the momentum that Roman Reigns had with the title, I believe that Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns, I truly think this, Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns for the title at last year's WrestleMania would help him more, help him more than Cody Rhodes beating John Cena. So, if John Cena faces Cody Rhodes, if that's how they're booking WrestleMania this year, I hope John Cena wins. I'm saying it now. I'm sure I just made some Cody Rhodes fans salty. Oh well. Now, they had Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre have a pretty good match. This is something that they're just having a rematch later on down the line. There's not much to say about this because Jey Uso won, and he won by fooling Drew McIntyre, acting like he was knocked out, and then he rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Not much to say about that. Rhea Ripley is the new women's champion. We kind of saw this coming. I think everybody kind of saw this coming. Not only because Liv Morgan, her year was in 2024. And she did a great job in 2024. But it was time, to me, it was time to take the strap off of her. It just was. But WWE needed to do something with a bang tonight. A bang. Besides just a tribal combat match. And what better way to start off with a bang than to change a title in one of their biggest feuds on Monday Night Raw. So Rhea Ripley victorious. And of course, we had Seth Rollins and CM Punk, which was a pretty good matchup. Was it as good as the Tribal Combat match? To me, no. But it was a pretty good match. Seth Rollins put CM Punk over. Me, personally, I was wanting Seth Rollins to win. But CM Punk probably is doing something more important at WrestleMania, so he needed to win this. So, you know, CM Punk won. We'll have to wait and see what happens now. But, hey, we'll see what happens next week on Raw on Netflix. And hopefully they cut down on so many breaks. But I'm getting out of here. Hope you all enjoyed this. Don't forget to do everything that I mentioned at the beginning to become a subscriber. Much appreciated. And go back and check everything that's on the channel right now. Talk to you later. Until I see you again, this is Webby, and I will catch each and every single one of you on the other side. Talk to you later.